Usuthola mabhesha nkona abafana bamaZulu phansi kwaZulu mina ngesabo wezulu kunezimanga inyoka ehlazana uma bona bulawe usuthu hebe usuthu inzolo kamjokane kandaba kandlela kasompisi kashako nolaka usuthola mabhesha nkona inyoka ehlazana uma bona bulawe ngidweba ngisuka othukela ngidabula ungenise ngiyoweqa umfolozi ngehlela esigodini sakwavula amehlo ngivula amehlo.
The reason why we have come up with this concept of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Legacy Cup is because of the long history that is Zululand as a district has a long relationship with AmaZulu.
AmaZulu Football Club has been friends with Zululand for many years. We initially took a couple of matches there when we were back in the PSL, and the whole vision was to take our brand back to our people. As we know, AmaZulu was formed in 1932 by King Solomon Zulu with the vision to unite the Zulu people. And at the time, the club was moved to Durban because most of our games were based here in Durban, and the headquarters were at Mbelebeleni Royal Crown.
We've got a regional stadium here, which is Ulundi Stadium, which is also a home ground for AmaZulu. And AmaZulu, you recall that it was founded by King Solomon, who is the uncle to Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi.
I feel very honored that such a big tournament is arranged in my honor, and it makes me feel humble. Now, as far as King Solomon is concerned, of course, King Solomon was my mother's full brother. He was the king after the death of our grandfather, King Dinizulu. And I was brought up in his palace, actually, in Mahashini.
The area does need a catalyst in terms of economic development, and there's nothing bigger than a major event of this nature to take it to Zululand. And how befitting that, you know, it can have a leader of the stature of Undabezita or Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi and have his name attached to this wonderful project. It's something that Zululand should be excited about, South Africa should be excited about it, and we look forward to coming in July to have this festival.
The fact that Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi himself has contributed immensely in actually building this country, because we all know that even during the apartheid era, he was there in the cold front of everything, ensuring that our people are delivered from the oppression of the whites. And also there's a very fundamental thing that he did, because he did not believe in the armed struggle, of which many people believed by then. He was advocating the fact that for us as a country to be free, we need to be educated, and we need to settle through peaceful means, which was negotiations. So we have decided that together the district and AmaZulu actually honor this great man, because he's also an honorary citizen of this district. He was honored in 2002 as the first citizen of the district. So all those aspects, bring them together, actually qualified him to be honored in this fashion.
Well, a tournament of this nature are very useful, because in the first place, apart from the fact that the fans enjoy looking at watching the game, but in fact there are spin-offs, as you say, of people who come even to a place like Ulundi, which is not a very big town, I mean, which is actually part and parcel of tourism.
We want to expose Zululand to over 20 million people across the world, and we're going to use social media, we're going to use print media, we're going to use the power of television. As we know, Super Sport is going to reach across Africa. So an event of this nature, or events of this nature, do get that type of exposure, and this exposure will lead to people knowing about Zululand and hopefully one day wanting to come here as a tourism destination. If you look at the amount of spend, we are aiming to have about 15 to 20,000 people come to Zululand. If you do the numbers at an average spend of about 4,000 Rand a person for that weekend, we're talking about 80 million Rand that's going to go directly into the Zululand economy. So those are the kind of spin-offs that we are looking at here. And it's for a very small investment that Zululand is going to do this. But over the years, should it grow to something that's a week-long festival, we can see hundreds and thousands of people coming in. So you can see the potential of this type of project, and that is what we are aiming for.
we are definitely going to benefit in different ways, where we'll get exposure of our international guests that will be attending the event, and also getting an exposure of hosting high caliber guests from different angles, and also getting an exposure where our staff will get that opportunity to meet those different guests from different angles.
Ngiyafisa nami ukuthi ngathi ngahlomula kulomkhankaso ozoba khona ngalezi mbatata. Nami ngiyadayisa, ngiyahlanganisa nami ngiyazama ukuthi uphumelele. Kahle kahle ngifisa ukuthi ngathi ngaphumelele ngalezi mbatata.
It's going to bring exposure and business to our small-scale business, and events that we're going to be in a stadium watching something that we've not watched before in Ulundi here. And in such a case, we'll be making some little cash also for our business, like people from that side. You know, when you have an event, some people might lost phones, want to buy a phone or screen chargers or fix a phone, or you know, we even meet some people that we've met there before. It's a good thing. Welcome.
I express first of all my gratitude to the participating teams, and also to Mr. Sokela and the people who actually came up with this idea. I say I'm very grateful and honored that they have come to play in my honor.
In Zululand, we are a community that is very united, and we are actually taking charge of everything that is happening in Zululand. So I've got such a hope that people of Zululand and surrounding municipalities will be part of this great event, because it is their event in honor of their leader, in honor of their statement. So we encourage them to be part of it in different ways.
From AmaZulu Football Club, I'd like to thank Buthelezi for the role that him and his family have played for our people, for the club as a whole. Let's hope we're still going to see many years of him, and congratulations for the respect that you've managed to earn across the world for the role that you played within South Africa and for the nation as Undunankulu wesizwe. Sithemba ukuthi this is going to grow from strength to strength, and the people of Zululand can embrace this and respect the leader that you are, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be able to sit here today to launch this great Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi.